Hello everyone and welcome to another So You Think You Can Cast draft. This one is for round 1. And this is a contest that the MTGnoob.com is running. So you should definitely check it out and vote for me, because I'll be drafting some M13. And if I get a lot of votes, I'll draft some more M13 coming up in the future. Alright, so our picks here are the Overrun or the Elephant, but then it's stupid if I don't take the Overrun. We have a Grook's Pack Leader. Hopefully gonna get a Farseek eventually, because this Farseek is quite good. I've always been super jazzed about Farseek in this environment. You could be either splashing for pacifism, sorry about that pop-up, or you could be splashing for fanning the flames of the firebrand. I don't know what it's called. So the picks here are the Elephant or the Chromaton, but I feel like white is relatively open because look at the other bombs in white here. That one drop is just so good, so it's hard to decide, but I really like this Elephant. I don't want somebody else going into white-green, because that's what I want to do. So the picks are either the Courser or the Wolf. The Courser is just far better. It's also, sorry guys, I gotta mention that I'm recording the audio after actually doing the draft, so this isn't live. But trust me, I'm doing it for your sake, not mine. I highlight the name Nito because I feel like Nito is probably going to be the player that I'm going to have trouble with. I know, having already played the draft, that that's not true, but when I was, and don't mind my arrow right now, don't mind what my arrow is doing. It's not doing anything special, just kind of avoid looking at where my cursor is. It's not, I don't mean anything by that, I'm just prepping my Grook's Pack Leader for his adventures ahead. Oh, this is the website, MTG Noob, and I appreciate the votes that I've been getting, even though we're going to need to vote again because the voting hasn't started yet, as of this video, as of the recording of this video. So Captain's Call is pretty cool with Predatory Rampage, but just take the stronger card, the Center Courser. So we have this Wolf, and I need 2 drops and 1 drops. Like, without a doubt, I need those. Titanic Growth, always good to have one. Probably gonna get another safe passage eventually. And we don't even know if we're white yet. We could just be either splashing for the Elephant if we get one of those Farseeks, or not playing the Elephant at all, who knows. If we open some crazy, nutty bomb in another color, then we could switch it over. So the picks are either the Kite Sail or this guy. I'll take this guy. Interesting thing to note is that red is open. It looks like red's open, I don't know. That becomes way more clear later in the draft. Spoiler alert, guys. Oh man, that Force Mage is going to pump the Timber Pack Wolf because I don't have any other 2 drops. So it's either going to do that, or it's going to come into play as a 4/4 and then not do anything. But so far, so good. No complaints with this deck. Divine Verdict isn't bad. Not a bad one. Don't mind it. I don't often main the Divine Verdict. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Depends how well my draft goes. Depends if I get any other removal spells. I saw somebody playing Ground Seal the other day in a draft just to draw the card, just so that they could be playing like 39 cards and a Ground Seal. Wow, that Mog Flunkies is really late. But I decided to let somebody else take red, because I'm going to take this wall. And I'd rather not go up against the wall if I had my choice to not go up against one of these things. I think I'd play the Mastiff over the Ox if my other color is green. If my other color was blue, Maybe I'd play the Ox. I don't like the Mastiff. Trumpet Blast, definitely take that. And an Island, we'll take that as well. So pretty exciting so far. Looks like we've got a green-white stompy build. Oh, and then we open the Wit's End. Oh, look at that. So the good thing about Wit's End is that you can always splash it. And it comes down pretty early when your opponent has like tons of cards in their hand still. Alright, so that was, I took the Knight of Glory. But look at this pack. Look at this gangster pack. Oblivion Ring, Murder, Searing Spear, 2 rares. Seriously, guys? Seriously, 2 rares, guys? So I take the Oblivion Ring because it's the best card for me here. But, geez, this pack, right? Oh. If I could just take this pack and play like a mini master pack against everybody else's draft decks, I'd have a shot, is what I'm saying. So I don't know what the person to the left of me is doing, because Talrand's Invocation is a nut bar of a card. There was a little bit of controversy in Lubufu's first draft video, where he said that Talrand Invocation might be the best uncommon. And you know what? I actually agree with Mr. Lubufu. I think Talrand's Invocation is probably the best uncommon in the set, beating Rancor and Vampire Nighthawk. You might not agree with me. Everyone's entitled to their own opinions, which is fine, and I totally accept that there are other great cards that have great arguments for them. So this is a blue pack. We've got the Turn, the Wilken Turn, if that is its real name. And now we're gonna just start playing blue. We got an Unsummon. Why not? We'll just get into blue here. Or we could just start getting into red-black. Alright, let's hide the mess. I'm just considering, like, at this point, if it's worth playing white-blue. The Arms Dealer shouldn't be in this pack. That card is crazy. Even just as a deal 4 damage to target creature for 5 mana is fine. Like, you can block with it and then deal 4 damage to a different creature. That's a great card. That's fine. So you got an Evolving Wilds or a Kite Sail. But my big beastly green-white dudes do like to fly. So I did go with the Kite Sail here. It might not have been the right pick, but the Kite Sail is an uncommon. So that's how I made that decision. I was like, well, I might not get to see another Kite Sail, and it's way more likely that I'll see another Evolving Wilds. I don't like the fact that I have a Guardians of Agraza, because I want to be way more aggressive, although I don't have a lot of 1s and 2 drops. Like the Bond Beetle and the Warclamp Mastiff, I don't have really anything I can do with those guys. So they're just kind of these doodly dudes chillaxing in my pool, and I don't want them there. I want dudes that I can stand behind. Dudes that I feel could get you guys to vote for me. You know, just a good team. Like the West Wing, you know? I need like a good team around me. If I was Bartlett, I want like the Joshua Lyman, which is Predatory Rampage, on my side. Alright, so I've played Face Reward 2 other times in green-white draft decks, and it was good. It was good in one game the first time, and terrible in every other time. It was just bad. I was like, oh, I really want to play creature, but I'm holding a mana for this Face Reward. Pardon me while I eat some kielbasa. I'm just going to be really quick about it. Sorry, sometimes you need a kielbasa break. Just a quick little kielbasa break. Alright, Oblivion Ring is going to be good. I can't believe the Wit's End tabled. Oh my god. Did you guys see that? It doesn't say like 1 or 2 cards. They discard the whole hand. It doesn't even refer to their cards. They have to put their whole hand in their graveyard. Like, physically. I don't even know how you do that on MTGO. Alright. So I should probably be taking the Ravenous Rats, because it's the card that I don't want to play against. Out of all of these cards. But I rare draft. What's it to ya, huh? Like you never rare drafted before or something? That's just one of the many characters I do. So if I get voted through, you can expect to hear more characters like that. I can't believe there's so much red still in this pack. See how open red is? And then this guy tried to talk to me. But interesting thing to note, you can't talk to anybody while you're drafting. Especially not people that are in the same draft as you. If you try to talk to somebody outside of the draft, they'll be able to see your messages, and you'll be able to see theirs, but you won't be able to see your own messages to them. If you talk to somebody who's in a draft, a window will open up like that. Boom! Sublime Archangel. Who's the best at opening Sublime Archangels? I just want to say, maybe me. I don't really know. I don't watch a lot of other people open packs, so not too sure. I watch some, but not too many. Sublime Archangel, look at that. Hello, lady. Would you like to join my team? You could be CJ. More West Wing references. Anybody here watch the West Wing? Alright, Quirion Dryad. I'm only playing one other color. I could take the Flames of the Firebrand and splash it. But I didn't take that Evolving Wilds when I should have. So it puts a damper on that sort of thing. Quirion Dryad, on the other hand, could be eventually a 3/3 for 2, maybe? Something like that. And it's just another 2-drop that I really need. So very, very happy to see more removal. Switcheroo could be a bit of an issue. Happy to see more 2-drops. But Howard and Fear is a very good card, as is Duty Bound Dead. Or sorry, Duty Bound Dead, no. 2 Duty Bound Dead. Tutti Bound Dead. If you had 2 of me, maybe you could call them a Tutti Bound Dead. I don't know. You can call them whatever you want. Just don't call them late for dinner, am I right, guys? So things look like they're shaping up. I can't wait to get rid of the Guardians of Alaska. Guardians of Alaska. Another Predatory Rampage. What is that still doing there? You know, if you play a Predatory Rampage with a Deadly Recluse in play, and you attack with the Deadly Recluse only, they have to block with all of their creatures, and you kill at least 4 of their creatures by doing that. So I could take another Titanic Growth or Spike Bailout. I'll take the Spike Bailout. Or I should have taken the 2/2 lifelink guy. That guy's always good. That was a mispick, for sure. I don't agree with that pick that I made. Because, like, it looks like I have a lot of 2-drops here, but, like, some of them are Kite Sail is not a 2-drop, that's a 4-drop. And that doesn't really extend my board, it just helps give evasion or something. Titanic Growth's not a 2-drop when we're going to 2-drop my Bond Beetle or something. And like Quirion Dryad could be a 2-drop. That's a 1/1, even on turn 3, because what I'm going to play on turn 3 that I didn't play on turn 2, maybe another one of my 2-drops, or I don't know. We could take another Deadly Recluse, which would have probably been the pick, but now that I have this Sublime Archangel and 2 Predatory Rampage, I feel like I should play at least 1 Captain's Call. Just in case you guys didn't hear me say it, I decided to enlarginate some of the cards, embiggenate them, if you will. If you won't, that's fine. The Lone Timber Pack Wolf. The saddest wolf in the world. I've drafted 2 Timber Pack Wolves once, and it was the greatest moment of my life. I was like, what if I have them both in play? And guys, you know what? One time, both in play. So much fun. So I take a safe passage there, because I don't like dangerous passages, and that's generally what there is. Just tons of dangerous passages. I took another Captain's Call here. Maybe I should take in a Bomb Beetle, but I don't even like having the first Bomb Beetle in my deck. I know that 1-drops are important in this format, but seriously, I've got 2 Predatory Rampages and a Sublime Archangel, so just call me the King of Fancy Town, I guess. Trying to decide what my cut is going to be. I was taking out a safe passage, because that's a card that you don't actually really want to play against either. That card can just be a serious blowout. I'll take a Fire Elemental. Big dude. Sometimes that's all it takes to win a game. Alright, and that was my draft. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope that I didn't make too many picks that made you incredibly angry and upset with me. I know I made a few. That lifelinking dude probably should have got taken over the 4-2 trampoline ballot. I would agree with that. Whoever said it, good call. And I'm also building my deck here. Got some white cards, got some green cards. You know, pretty much green-white. That's what I'm going to do. Alright, let's take a quick look at the curve. Survey says acceptable. Alright, trying to find card number 23. And I'm just pulling out the usual suspects. Alright, so which of these becomes 23? I only have one drop, and it's a Prey Upon. And I don't know what I'm Prey Upon-ing on turn 1 when I don't have any other creatures in play, so we don't have a 1-drop. That's basically what I'm saying. We can always board in to the Mastiff. The Beloth, we have so much in the high end already. This is a really fast format. And Captain's Call, the same situation. It's got to be one of the 1-drops, and I chose Bond Beetle over the Mastiff. So, thank you all for watching the draft, and join me for my match video. I'll just do whatever MTGO suggests for land. We look pretty much even here. Alright, thanks guys. Hello everybody, and this is my match video. So this hand, it's not the worst. I could keep this, but I could just keep drawing land if I do keep it. This hand is a lot more reasonable. People are very capable of super aggressive starts in this format, so if you can't advance your board position early on, then Might as well have stayed at home. It's kind of funny because that's what I did. I stayed at home and played Magic. Alright, so play a lion. And I'm telling the truth about that one. Foiled Rummaging Goblin, which is excellent because that's probably going to stay in play the entire game since I have no removal other than an Oblivion Ring, which I'm probably not going to use on a Rummaging Goblin, and the 2 Predatory Rampages and a Prey Upon. But I think that the Predatory Rampage isn't going to hit that Goblin unless he would die if it didn't. If that's the case, so he throws away another Rummaging Goblin. I just didn't get there fast enough. Didn't have the explosive start I needed. Here. Attack with both guys, because he's just going to block one and take the other. Yep, pretty standard stuff, YouTube. Pretty standard stuff. I like the Rummaging Goblin. I think he's quite good. He does a lot. There's a lot that kill him. There's a lot of things that kills that Goblin, but I don't have much of it, so. I want to play the Angel because then I can attack, but if he has something like a Pacifism, I'd rather use it on my group's Pack Leader or an Oblivion Ring. So I play, and plus, if I play the Pack Leader first, I can draw a card when I play the Sublime Archangel. We can hold off a turn. Because if I just run out the Archangel and it dies, then I play the Pack Leader and just draw lands, I'm probably losing this game. So, the Foiled Trading Post, producing foiled tokens. This guy drafted an all-foiled deck with his Zendikar lands. The dude loves the bling. So we are just going to run out the Angel at this point. Draw a card. Why not? It's Christmas time. This Beetle is quite good because 3 toughness from the Angel is a big problem, especially against somebody who's seemingly splashing red or playing red. You don't want to get blown out by a Searing Spear, of which we saw many, or a Flames of the Firebrand. So I was so happy that I drew that Beetle from playing the Angel. And then we're going to stack our Exalted triggers. 6 Exalted triggers, because the Knight has 2 Exalted triggers. He's going to make a goat and block. Shiny, shiny goat. Pretty foily goat. Oh man, this game looks like I should probably win this. Advantage Miles is what I'm saying, basically. So I could block with Angel, but that would be a little too risky for me, thank you very much. So he discards his Vastwood Gorger. Plays a Crusader of Odric. I think that's his name. Her name. And then we top deck the Captain's Call, which is pretty much a juicy meatball. That's as juicy a meatball as I've ever seen one. And then another creature. Let's get our Exalted triggers on, right guys? Am I right? He must be like, what the H? Boom, Searing Spear. So if I didn't put that +1/+1 counter on my Angel, I would have got Searing Speared. Alright, here comes the Angel. Open wide. Alright, stacking my exalted triggers. So I got 8 exalted triggers to stack. Would be 10 exalted triggers if it wasn't for the searing spear on my knight. It's a whole hunk of damage. So I could take 3 or I could just block. I just choose to block. Because I don't know what's going to happen, and I can only attack with 1 guy a turn anyway, and that exalted trigger on that 1 extra pack leader isn't going to change much, I don't think. Draw an Oblivion Ring, but there's no need to play it as of now, so we'll just try to go in with the Angel and see what happens. Leave myself open to a Divine Verdicting, but I'm not gonna just mess around here. Alright, perfect. Moving on to game 2. Let's take a quick look at our sideboard options. We got the Rain of Blades from Scourge. What else do we got here? Warclamp Mastiff. Another Captain's Call. Alright, what is terrible in our deck? Captain's Call seemed pretty good. I don't know if you guys watched that last game I played, but Captain's Call seemed like the goods. Everything looks to be in order, I think, so I'll just submit that for review. And look at that guy, he's so nice, he said good game. I didn't notice it, so I didn't respond, but he's a sportsman. Now, I don't know if you guys know too much about good game etiquette, but what's supposed to happen is if you lose the game, you're supposed to say good game. You never say good game to somebody if you've just beaten them. Unless they say good game to you. And then you say good game back. Now, there's always the case that somebody was like, good game, but you can't really tell that on YouTube unless it was just like a complete blowout or something. And it helps prevent tilt too. When you lose, I mean, I lose. I've lost before. I lose in this format especially. So sometimes it makes you feel better when you say good game. I got no other plays other than a kite sail, so I'll just drop it like as though it was hot. Alright, Primal Clay. He plays his Hexproof Beast without Hexproof. And activates his Goblin, discarding a Plains and getting some other awesome playable bomb creature. So our plays are either Sublime Archangel, which leaves us open to the beatings. It leaves us open to a Searing Spear or Fanning the Flames or something of that nature. And I really want him to use his removal on these guys instead before my Captain's Call. And then also I want to be able to play like Captain's Call and then equip... Yeah, play Captain's Call next turn, play a land, and then the turn after that play a land, play the Angel, and equip the lifelink and attack with the lifelink with Exalted in the air. I mean, that's the dream. That's the dream. But of course, sometimes all dreams can be crushed by acidic slimes. Ah, acidic slime, what a great card. So we're going to attack first. So that's what the good players do. So I am told by good players. And one would think that he would block the lifelinker with the acidic slime. But those who would think that are wrong, myself included. Play the captain's call. And pass over the turn, sir. And he doesn't attack again. I don't know what this guy's issue with attacks are, but... So I can play the elephant, and then next turn, play the angel and attack with the elephant and give it trample. But I could also just play the angel now. And if he only has 2 cards in his hand, sure he's drawing off the goblin, but if he doesn't have it, then I could just be winning this game. Alright, we'll stack our triggers. Going in with the lifelink guy. Because if he does have an out to it, at least I want to be able to gain the life off the lifelink guy. And now he'll block with acidic slime, which is definitely warranted. Alright, going over to his turn. Let's see what exciting things he draws. Oh boy, I can't wait to see if he draws the goods. I see you have a mythic of your own, sir. Elder Scale Worm. The goods resolves. So, I'm not going to block. I take a second to read Elder Scale Worm. Sucks that his life total cannot go below 7. That is a cruddy situation. If I've ever seen a cruddy situation before. I'm at so much life, I could definitely take 6. Doesn't matter. And, like, at this point, I'm just hoping for Predatory Rampage. But even Predatory Rampage doesn't help me. Ugh, so frustrating. I know that I'm probably going to need this angel if I intend on winning this, so... Put the counter on the angel again to avoid him drawing into Searing Spear. And we'll get him down to 7. I don't bother playing the elephant first because it doesn't matter. So he can only go to 7. Although if he didn't have Elder Scale Worm that turn with enough mana to cast it, I could have killed him by playing that elephant. But of course he wouldn't have attacked the flyer then. He would have just blocked. So I couldn't have killed him. And then he shows me the Prey Upon, and the entire world weeps. Gets rid of his War Priest of Thune, and I keep my fingers crossed for the old Oblivion Ring. So that's all I got. That's all I got now is an Oblivion Ring. I don't really know what to do with this Prey Upon. How do I kill that stupid Elder Scale Worm with a Prey Upon? I mean, I could just kill his flyer. He's got no cards in his hand. But I really need to kill the worm if I'm going to win this game, so... I only have a few options. Alright, he's attacking with everybody. I decide to go ahead and block here, because even if he can kill my elephant, it gets rid of the one card in his hand, so he can't discard and draw a card. And I'm still going to trade the elephant for a card. Alright, so I traded my elephant and a third of a captain's call for a 2/2 lifelinker and the Fanning the Flames. Okay, so here's the situation, and this is... I don't really know what to do here, because I'm curious if... Well, I mean, this isn't a bad situation. Like, I can play the Predatory Rampage and kill the Elder Scale Worm with the Prey Upon, because the Elder Scale Worm has to block, but it costs me my Prey Upon, my Predatory Rampage, and 2 of my guys. But it's the only way I can win. And so I think that it's probably better for me to wait to see if I draw more creatures or an Oblivion Ring or something, because then I could just possibly win. Then he draws Trading Post, which is kind of puts a damper on my plans. What I really need is another Captain's Call, or not to have lost my elephant. That would be nice. I wish this overrun gave my guys trample. Would be sweet. But still wouldn't deal with the Elder Scale Worm problem. Elder Scale Worm! Oh! What a jerk. 4 and 3 green for some sort of a jerk. With trample. Who eats angels. So I decide to just go for it. I'm not doing anything else. It's probably a bad play to go for it, though. And I should be attacking first, and then using the Prey Upon, but I was thinking that maybe I don't understand the rules well enough, and if the worm dies the same time he takes the damage, he'll go down in life, or something. And that would be a way better version of the rules for me, so that's the one that I hope would work. And ultimately, it doesn't matter, because if I did it the other way, he still wouldn't have taken... Like, if the rules work against me in that way, then he's still just going to 7, and I'm still losing 2 guys in the process, so... And I'm still losing specifically those 2 guys in the process, so... It's not... It doesn't actually matter. So he plays the goat, loses his life, pumps his angel, or his griffin, whoever that is. He got 1 card in his hand, and I'd whiff. And I decided to just go in to see what he does. And in this situation, he would block with a goat. Which is definitely the best play, because if I drew a Titanic Growth, he would have survived it. Okay, so he equips he's got a Kite Sail, which he didn't need to show me, and he equips it to his Primal Claim. They both go in and I lose, and I write good game because he good gamed me. Going to game 3. Oh boy, this one sure is a barn burner, you guys. Oh, I hope this match warrants me some votes. It's pretty exciting stuff. Green, white, you know, the craziest of color combinations. Just the wackiest sort of thing that I could put together. Funny story. Not really funny, but a story nonetheless. This color combination, green-white, is the only time I ever played competitive constructed. It was when it was green-white, and I was during Onslaught block, but it was standard, so it was a Odyssey Onslaught block, and I had Exalted Angels, and the Inured Brushhoppers, and Wild Mongrels, and Basking Grootwallas, and Rari's Wakes. And it was actually before Scourge, so there was no decree of justice at that point. So my opponent mulls to 6, and I keep this double plains hand and cross my fingers, because if I don't get a forest, things are going to look... Oh, thank Jeebus. Here comes Quirion Dryad. You know her, you love her. 1-1 for 2, Quirion Dryad. So, I have information that my opponent does not. And that information is that I only have one non-green spell in my hand. So my Quirion Dryad is a 2-2 for 2. And that isn't going to change until I draw white cards. So I'm more than okay trading it for that spider. And he is too, because he doesn't know what I have. He doesn't know that I've just got a 2-2 for 2. So I'm considering some things here. I can either play the Centaur Courser, so that I can attack for 3, or I can play the Spider, because then if I draw another land next turn, I can play the Pack Leader and then draw a card off the Courser. But it's just better to get in as much damage as possible at this point. Trading Post. Trading Post. I don't like Trading Post. I'll say it. Whatever. I don't care. So we're going for 5. We'll play the Spider and the Beetles. I didn't play the Beetle and put a counter on the Lion that turn. Maybe I should have. I just want to make my Spider more of an aggressive threat. For some reason. It's also like it doesn't die to something with 2 power. I just like the idea of having a bigger spider, I think, with that touch. Right, didn't draw a land there, but you know what? It's not a problem because my opponent didn't play any creatures, so... And we're going in for 7. He's got a goat, but he's going to take a damage for it, so then we'll take 6. Or sorry, 5. Which is also good. He didn't improve his board, and he takes 5 damage. It's like a land. Alright, let's see what we got. Alright, he's got that dude, and I guess that means we win. So I can play the Sublime Archangel and not win, or I can play a Titanic Growth post blocks and win. It's a tough decision. It's a tough one. Don't really know what to do. Alright, we'll just go in and win. Yep, the Beat Alls will go in as well. And boy, oh boy. Pump up the jams. Alright, thank you all for watching this M13 limited game. It was a lot of fun to do it. And I really need your votes. Please vote for me. Please, please, please. Alright, bye guys.